I thought I'd come your way and discuss suicide in brief. Suicide. What is suicide? Suicide is an event that occurs and causes somebody took their own life. That is pretty much what suicide is. Suicide is when someone takes their own life. What are the causative factors? They are going through life circumstances, they are going through depression, they are going through mental health crisis, they are facing situations that make them feel like the only way out of solving their problem is to take their own life. I saw a comment on Facebook yesterday. Somebody was saying, "Oh, the DJ that took their DJ Switch. Good morning, sweetheart. DJ Switch that took his life, whatever, is out. He is a coward. Why take your life?" And the person is talking about being a veteran and has gone through many wars, and it never occurred to her to take, or him, whoever is behind that account, to take their life. So it is the person that took their life choose suicide is a coward. But I want to tell you this, that suicide is not, if someone commits suicide, it's not a sign of cowardness. And I want to also express to you why many people will commit suicide, or many more are going to commit suicide. It is something that we don't talk about. We don't talk about it because of this associated stigma, because of how we look at it. I grew up in a society whereby if a member of your family, have mental illness, you can't talk about it. If that person, God forbid, dies, it is believed that you don't even do a dignified funeral for the person. You don't lay them in state in the house. You lay them outside of the home, on the yard, on the ground, something with the superstitious mindset that they are not going to return back to the home, meaning that a person with mental health illness or anything like that is not going to return back into your family. So there are so many superstitions, stigma, taboo. The perception of these things causes it to be on the rise, and also we're going to see even more and more of it than we see it today. Most people don't want to talk about it, let alone admit that a family member or loved one died by suicide. There is no shame, embarrassment, or cowardice behind the act of suicide when you commit suicide. Yet it is still whispered about, not brought out in the open or discussed. The awareness level is so limited, so low, because of the perception, the stigma, how society views it, and how we accord perceptions to it, like how we perceive it. The stigma is still there. At times, the family is in such denial that suicide could happen to them that scares the men. It scares them so much that they want to cover up. They don't want anybody outside the family to know that, oh, it's the shame. This person committed suicide. My family member committed suicide. My family member have mental health illness. You see, it is a private matter. That's how we see it, especially if you are from our part of the world. It's a private matter to look at a family like that, so they don't talk about it in public. The hardest part of dealing with suicide is the blame we place upon what? Ourselves. Why didn't I help? And then maybe the person showed sign, the person asked for help, the person sorted help, and you could not give them. You were not in a position to give them, or maybe, oh, your child's school fees came first or something. So when the person finally gives up and be like, even the people that I thought would be there for me the most are not. To hell with it. Why even bother? And they commit suicide. Now you are going to be living in guilt, in shame. You are going to be living in mental torment, thinking, why did I not help? So the self-blame and the guilt that comes into play. also causes people to not talk about it. And then if you were in on my live on my page yesterday, a person that sounds like that person in the comment section, those are the kind of behaviors that deter people from talking about their struggles. And most importantly, seeking help. It's not just talking about the struggle, but seeking help. You understand? What did I miss? How could I have prevented it? These are some of the questions they ask. The self-blame, the guilt, the overwhelming of guilt. That people, survivors, when you survive losing a family member through violence, through suicide, questions that comes to mind that why me? Why didn't I prevent it? Why did he not ask for help? Why did I not jump in to help? And that blame lives with you for a long time if you don't seek help yourself. You understand? How could I have prevented it? Right? Was my husband, wife, son, daughter depressed? Were they sick? Having problems at work? Were they having problems? What was going on that I missed? You see, there was a 15-year-old girl that passed away in Europe, in UK, took their own life through suicide, and that girl wrote a note. She elaborated on the things that she needed, that the parents were not there. The parents were not physically and emotionally there. They were always working and giving her luxury, mobile phone, everything material, without understanding that they have a need. They have physical and emotional needs that were missing. Your loved one might have been what? In the best place emotionally and mentally that you had seen in the outward. Right? You've seen them, they are happy, they are up and down. However, have you checked in on them? Have you find out if they are truly okay, like they present to be okay? Once a person has made the decision to complete their life, complete suicide, it can be like a burden. It can be like a burden that has been what? Lifted off their shoulders. And that's what I explained yesterday on my live on Facebook. Whenever you see a depressed person, a person going through crisis, all of a sudden, the problem is not solved. Whatever is causing, the causative factors are not eliminated. But all of a sudden, their mood is lightened. They are okay. They feel confident. That is the time you should be worried as a friend, as a family member, as a doctor, as a provider, as a caregiver. But that means that they have made a definitive decision that this is what I'm going to do, and this is the outlet, this is the plan, this is the tools I'm going to use, and I'm very confident that this is going to be a successful action. Once they have made peace with that, their mood is so lightened, they feel refreshed, they feel energized, they feel active, and they feel very happy. So be confident in your assessment. Make sure you are very competent in the sense that when a person that is depressed, having suicidal ideations, having psychosis, having mental health distress, all of a sudden feels happy, it could be two things. It could be they are actually recovered or recovering, or they are actually ready to exit via suicide. Okay? Once a person have made off their shoulders, they might have left a note to explain, right? But more likely than not, your questions are left unanswered. After the fact, that's when after they committed suicide, you may realize that they were getting things in order, cleaning their house, packing things, giving gifts away, giving their clothes away, giving their furniture away, and they have no plans of relocation, but they are gifting all their belongings. That is a huge sign that you should be looking out for. These things could have taken place without you noticing. With this realization comes more blame and guilt. You getting to know, oh, no wonder they were packing their clothes. No wonder they put everything on Amazon for sale. No wonder they were giving everything away. Oh my goodness, I should have paid more attention. That is where the guilt and the self-blame and the shame comes into play, and your inability to even speak up comes into play. Why didn't I notice it? Why didn't I see it? Why didn't I see it coming? And I ate with her, slept with her, did this with her. We were just talking last night before we went to bed. And yet I woke up with her hanging. Yes, were you paying attention really? You understand? These are very important. The hurt and loss will never go away, people. Suicide is unlike any other death, a death caused by cancer, heart disease, stroke, and old age may feel sudden, but at least you feel like there was nothing you could have done to prevent it. Suicide, on the other hand, can happen without ever seeing the warning sign. So you see, when the person is aging, the person is sick, you cannot know. So you prepare, like my dad. I knew my dad was going to die, but the father was anticipating having to see him before he died. It was another issue for me. However, when the person is sick, the person is aging, and at least you are building momentum, you are building closure, you are forming relation. I have a client of mine recently, one of my patients, who relocated because of a failed relationship and moved back home with her parents. And in her parents' house, her grandmother is there. She had the opportunity to play a role in taking care of the grandmother and stuff. I spoke with her this week, and she told me how her grandmother passed away. And she said, oh, we took care of her, she went to bed, and we woke up and she was gone. The self-calmness, the feeling like I have fulfilled my purpose in my grandmother's life, I play a role in taking care of her. There was no pain like that. If she felt content, oh, my grandmother left just how she wanted to live. She didn't suffer, she didn't go through any pain. You see, it's so different from suicide. Okay, the suicide, the hurt and the loss is something that never goes away. The self-blame, the self-guilt. Suicide survivors just have to learn how to live differently. The pain, the loss, the whatever, it won't go away. You just have to learn to cope with it and live with it differently. To adapt, please understand that those who have died by suicide do not do this to hurt you. I have many clients that told me, oh, I can never do that to my family. No matter how much they are under influence, they are taking drugs, they are doing it, and as soon as you do your suicidal assessment, oh, my dad passed from suicide, and I saw the hurt he left behind with my grandma and stuff like that. So I can never do that to my family. I have so much to live for. A person that is so under the influence and is not rationalizing and making sense with is now ready to commit suicide because they have this perception. So understand that when a person dies from suicide, it's not because they don't like you. It's not because they hate you. It's got nothing to do with it, but it's more because they are going through pain that they can't handle anymore. And they feel like this is the only solution, a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Understand that if you are watching me, you are going through this situation, any situation that is causing you to think otherwise, realize that there is help out there. Seek help. The right help is there. The right support is there that can get you back from that lane to the right mental state. It is achievable. However, you need to seek the necessary help required for it. Thank you for being here. My name is Mama Yuko Godwins, and I am a psychiatric nurse practitioner. I'm a single mother of 2 boys, and yes, I'm a proud divorcee. I come your way through EPA Worldwide with topics like this: mental health topics, parental alienation topics, so systemic injustice, and how we can avoid some of those things. I encourage you to subscribe to this channel. I encourage you to like this video and like others and watch my other videos. I encourage you to share to raise that awareness, and I ask that you support me and support sharing my videos, and come on, join me on Facebook, Apple Worldwide, Instagram, Apple_Worldwide, TikTok, Apple_GH. But I'm planning, like I keep saying, I'm going to soon change everything across board, Apple Worldwide, for easy navigation and locating me anywhere you go. I love you, and I ask you to continue doing your best, continue living your best life, continue putting you first, and continue not letting others and their actions affect you. It's gotten nothing to do with them. It's gotten everything to do with it's gotten nothing to do with you. It's gotten everything to do with them. When a person commits suicide, it's not because they want to hurt you. It's because they are dealing with their own demons that they couldn't handle, and did now realize that they could actually get help and don't have the patience enough to seek help and work through their difficulties and overcome. I thank you for being here. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.